Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode number 13 of Playing with House Money on the Toilets to Titles Network. It's Thursday. This is our new slot. Find us here every Thursday throughout the football season. I am Iceman at Iceman_1013 on Twitter. And this over here is my co-host, DJ Prue at PrueBaby10, aka the Live Bet King. How are we today, my man?
What's going on, my man? I'm doing good. I definitely owe those boys Notre Dame an apology, though. I'll start this off with that. I wasn't familiar with y'all game. So, we'll touch base with them a little later, but I definitely owe those boys an apology. Way to come out, start that season off hot. But, man.
You can give the apologies when you have a weekend like you did on the
man. We'll talk about everything that's still going on. I know everybody's excited for football and whatnot, but we still got a lot of MLB to go, a lot of good MLB to go, and it was an ugly weekend. I will admit, we had a lot of one leg losses and whatnot, but we were able to clean it up. I'll include Monday in from last weekend. We do have winners from last weekend, but I'll include Monday only so that the people can at least understand how we come in over at Playing with House Money and why they need to get in where they fit in. So last week it was rough, like I said, but we did come out. We had I had to play a couple hit run RBI plays and a couple smaller, 3-leg, 4-leg. We had a 3-leg 370, plus 370 that ended up hitting a plus 800 hit run RBI, a plus 770 hit run RBI. We had a couple 2-leg pairings. One was 650, one was 1800. So it was a dogfight. We should have had a lot crazier of a Friday, Saturday. And some of the games just didn't go our way. I mean, a lot of games didn't go anybody's way last weekend. It was quite ugly. I mean, we did have a couple series that you may have heard about that had, quite a good weekend. We had Seattle and Kansas City. I think that was I couldn't have predicted that one any better. Friday was probably exactly what I expected, how that to start, and nice close game. Kansas City put up a few runs, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it was just, or Saturday, Sunday, it was just not good for anybody. They're hanging runs on people left and right. I don't think it matters who they're playing. They're just balling. Julio Rodriguez, obviously everybody knows the August he's had. He's just unreal. I think it's weird because earlier in the season, we were so set on Ohtani being MVP. And now you see how Mookie's playing in the NL. I think he's kind of divided himself on that one. But you could have had Julio Rodriguez right in that conversation. I think after this August, I think it's going to be a little closer than people think. I don't know if he'll be able to snag it from him, but Seattle. And they have the hitters around him. Teoscar had a crazy weekend, a couple homers. JP Crawford did very good for us. I'll mention him on our Mega Lotto Monday that we ended up having. 227,000 were the odds. Hopefully, any Baltimore fans can feel my pain right now. That was the only 2 legs that didn't hit. So we did hit a plus 14,100 round robin, and we playing with house money, man.
Yes, sir. Playing with house money all week now.
Yeah, a little bit longer than that.
Yep. But no, I mean, that's it. And if you're wondering where all these plays are, hit us up on Twitter at PW_house_money. Jump in the Discord, $10 a month. That's where you'll find all these plays. Prue's posting links to all of these. Lots of the guys in the Discord jumped on and cashed that Mega Lotto that we're talking about, that plus 14,000. It's definitely, shared by not just us, but the guys in the Discord cashed that. And that was after a decent weekend. We'd had a great weekend. Not so much on the MLB side. We had a good Saturday on the.
And you're forgetting, everybody from the Discord that was on the Lotto already cashed. JP Crawford was our last leg in the hit run RBI on Monday. So it was like we went right into that game, leadoff home run, cashed it instantly. So it was, we were like, man, if hey, if Suarez can get plus total bases, we're in the game. So after the Baltimore game, we were a little hurt, man. I ain't gonna lie. Especially that lotto that Ryan Mountcastle. Just one more total base. Oh man.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was everybody had already cashed, and that's really all that mattered to us. It was the lotto was a bonus. We already knew that the 227,000 was gone, so I mean it was a little tough, but yeah, we had. I mean, I couldn't believe he doubled. Eugenio Suarez doubled to cash that. Just so everybody knows, he ended up getting the 4 total bases by that. 2 for each hit. So that, I mean, if you've listened, that's how I do it. I'm tired of seeing guys that I need homers from, and they get 3-4 hits a game, and none of them are homers and whatnot. So, yeah, that Mega Lotto was fun. It was definitely one of those things that got, the eyebrows raised. And I had a guy direct message me on Tuesday, like, hey, what are the plays today? And it was a family friend of mine, and it was like a guy I've known literally my whole life. And I was like, oh, you saw him in the round robin yesterday night or Monday night, and I'm like, why don't you just join the Discord, man? Like you're always gonna ask me for plays. You asked me for plays 2 weeks ago, a month ago. Like, just join the Discord. It's $10. I'm gonna make the $10 back for you. And if I don't, I got the soccer goat right with me. So it's just it's no question. Get there, we'll build your plays, we'll do whatever you need us to do. You'll be playing with house money.
I wonder why we came up with that title, huh?
Right.
But no, man, it's good looking, and just like you said, we're rolling straight into next weekend. So
yeah,
it doesn't stop every day. I feel like we're cashing plays probably every day of the week that ends in a Y.
Yeah,
probably.
And
sounds about right.
If we don't, it's a bad beat. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, if we don't, it's a bad beat, but we'll make up for it the following day. That is for sure.
The MLB owes me a refund too. I saw a picture. I don't know, what was it, Saturday or Sunday, something like that. Ty France gets thrown out at home. I saw the picture, bro. He's safe. He's safe. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just me. But we're looking on to the next weekend. So this weekend, it's a new slate, new day. You could get all the Monday through Thursday stuff with us if you join all the stuff we just talked about. But we got some good MLB to come up this weekend. Right out the gates, I'll give you guys the best gambling ones, I guess I'll say, or at least the ones I'll be putting money on and being a little more comfortable. The Houston Astros are at home against the New York Yankees. So everybody kind of expected the Yankees to be a little better than they are this year, but their pitching staff has a couple guys that I've been eyeing, kind of keying in on. Schmidt, Severino, really almost everybody besides Garrett Cole, he's got caught a few times and hit some money on. So that the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago White Sox are probably going to be a good gambling matchup. Simply because, let's be real, both of them are fun to watch, and both of them give up a lot of runs, and so I'll expect that pitching staff in Chicago to give a few blessings, and we'll see where that one goes. But I definitely expect a lot of overs in that series this weekend. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Milwaukee Brewers is a sneaky one. I think the Brewers have one of those pitching staffs that, most of the time they're lights out. They're pretty solid. Like, Milwaukee doesn't really give up a ton of runs, and when they do, they're getting routed. So I think that's going to be one of those series where either one team just goes off 2 out of those 3 games and just blows them out, or it's going to be one or the other where Milwaukee comes out, puts up 8 on whatever good pitching matchup they get. Phillies come out, put up 8 on whatever good pitching they matchup they get it, and then you'll see like Burns and Nola, or you'll see their 2 aces go, and it'll be one of those fights or one of those games you wish you never put any money on for anybody. So it's a sneaky one, but I think that one will have some potential, at least 1 or 2 games. An obvious one is Toronto, Colorado. I think I mentioned whoever's playing Colorado, I think, every week now. And if I don't, I should. That pitching staff is giving up runs. They're not good. That team is not good. So I like that. A lot of lefties on that lineup. And then even their righties, whoever they consider their ace, I think it would be maybe Gomber, and he's pretty bad. So those games are always like 12 plus runs. I really like gambling on them for those reasons. So I really like taking home runs, especially in Colorado too. It's a very home run friendly ballpark. And then I couldn't have mentioned Seattle about last weekend without mentioning them this week. So this weekend they get the Mets. They're in New York. The Mets have a couple guys that kind of give up a lot of base hits. Carrasco being one of them. Peterson being another, and he's a lefty. So I'm looking for a few guys, but no matter who Seattle's playing, it doesn't really matter. Does J-Rod just continue with the 4-hit games or what? So we'll see. I'm probably gonna put a lot of money on Seattle this weekend, depending on who I see. And then last but not least is we got two heavyweights, man. The Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers play each other, which, I think everybody in the world tomorrow night is going to be like, I'm betting everyone for homers, and then just it's 2-1, and so I'm going to be a little sneaky with that one. I think I'll probably keep it to my pairings. I'll probably do like a Freddie and Mookie together, and then Riley and Acuna, or and then I'll probably maybe switch it up with who I want. I know Ozzie Albies is back, so that changes their lineup. Michael Harris is deeper in the lineup, but I think in those, like with those series, realistically, I think Kyle Tucker has a lot of good matchups against the Yankees. Luis Robert will obviously have a lot of good matchups against the Tigers. Bo Bichette is back, so it's hard for me to pick anybody else on Toronto outside of Bo Bichette just because of how consistent he is at the plate. Philly and Milwaukee, I'd rather not pick. Those are two teams I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You won't see many of those players in my lineups unless it's like Castellanos, Trey Turner, and they'll likely break my heart that day. And then the Brewers, I like Yelich, but last weekend he got us bad. Yelich got us bad last weekend. I think Ice can attest to that. We needed 2 total bases for him in 2 plays, and then he ended up cashing the hit run RBI because he got walked twice, no hits, walked twice, and scored twice. So I don't like picking teams like games like those where it's the matchup so close. But if I did have to, it would probably be Yelich and Castellanos. And then Seattle, you can just look at whoever's batting 1 through 9. Yeah, anybody. Give me Canzone, Caballero. I think Caballero bats like 8th. You can take him. It doesn't matter. And then Atlanta and LA, I'll probably get pretty surgical. Like I'll probably be really picky with that one, just because it's everyone in the world is going to expect that to be 10-10 going into extras and everybody homered. So we'll see. I hope it is, but it's unlikely.
Find all of our NFL content. CFB started. NFL's coming next week. Find all of the player rankings. Jump into the Gilded chat at toiletstotitles.com. 200 plus people in there talking about fantasy football, talking about their redrafts, talking about what's going to happen this season, all the trades that are going down. Like, Jonathan Taylor's now on the pup list still, missing the first 4 games. It's completely screwed my strategy in Frankenstank. But, there it is. We'll talk about that more.
And you took him as I was taking him. So I'm so happy that happened to you. Thank you very
You're
much.
Welcome. You're most welcome. If you are watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe. Please and thank you. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, throw us a review. If you are watching us on YouTube as well, drop some comments, ask us some questions. If there's stuff that Prue's talked about on the MLB side that you like, you disagree with, in there, throw it on the Twitter. And if you're into just winning bets on anything, tomorrow, the SGC, Playing with House Money presents. The SGC is back for episode 2. We had a cracking weekend last weekend. So, jump in, catch the new episode tomorrow afternoon.
But man, what a week 1 by the SGC, but I won't hold it up too much. But what a week 1. I will say that. The soccer GOAT. I'm trying to tell y'all, the soccer GOAT. All right. But like you said.
Like we said.
Football's back.
Football is back.
Which means football is back. Which means fantasy is back. Which means everything great in the world is back. And last week, I'll take one out of two, like a man. I'll take one out of two, like a man and a gambler. But I tip my cap to Notre Dame, just completely poised right out of the gate last week. I mean, it was first drive was a statement, and Hartman looked really good, a lot better than I thought actually. But I mean, hey, 251 yards, 4 tutties, you can't really argue. And then luckily, USC cleaned up for me. Came out, Caleb makes the statement that everybody expected, and 278 yards, 4 tutties, 56-28. That over 66 was a walkthrough. Just as expected, man. That the Pac-12 and just USC in general has never really been defensively good or defensively minded at all. I don't know. I don't really know why. They just don't. They enjoy giving up so many points. I think it's just because they know they can score 56. But that's what always separates them from the top 5, top 10. They give up a lot of points, and in good teams that they have to face later in the year, or throughout the year, they're not giving up that many points. Especially if you go and see somebody in the SEC or even the ACC. So, like I said, Caleb Williams is. I mean, it's not all talk. He definitely has the ceiling that everybody says he has. Full-fledged. His talent level kind of it does mind boggle a lot of people when you first see it, but that's what everybody, like the kids and stuff like that, the athletes that are coming up these days, they know they have to be that. So it's a lot more hyper focused. The quarterback coaches are a lot more hyper focused on showing that arm talent, making that arm talent. And now that he went through all of those camps, all of that work, now it's about getting him to the best coaching staff, the best mind to get him to where what it's going to take to get him there. And his team not having a great defense this year he's not going to be able to drag them to an undefeated season and just it's not Johnny Manziel taking him. That's literally like Johnny Manziel winning the national championship, but with a NFL ready quarterback. So it's like times 2. So I expect you'll see Caleb go for 280, 4 tutties, 350, 5, 6 tutties, and I won't bat an eye, but I just don't see USC being the team that really makes it down the stretch. So with the rest of week 1, as I said last week, I don't like betting on kids, so you won't see many player props from me, especially not early in the year. Week 1 with these matchups, I'd like to actually see in some of these games like what I'm getting, because matchups and all that in college are going to be completely everything. I need to see what top teams are playing, like what their offense is looking like, what their defense is in. Are they running a lot of zone? Do they have the players on the outsides that can run a lot of man? Those teams are typically the ones that separate themselves. The ones that can play bump and run on both sides and not really need, like where their safeties could just play deep halves. That changes a lot of things for the college teams, because they'll blitz them all day. Like they'll send 7 and not even care. So I want to see what I'm getting on a lot of these teams. So a lot of the stuff that I'll do early in the year, especially this week, is going to just be point totals, just because I think that's a lot safer in college. Mm-hmm. These guys are scoring. The teams are scoring, and that's not really the problem. It's really going to be if both the teams can score or if the other team is just getting completely manhandled. So we do get Florida, Utah tonight. I like the matchup specifically because it's outside of the conferences, and these games are always the ones where you really see the difference in rosters and like where these players are coming from. So Florida has always been a fast team in college football. At 90s, 80s, it's always been their speed has always been a defining factor. And against a team like Utah, where you have the size on defense, you have the size at your O-line, because it's a place like Florida. Against a team that doesn't really have the speed of kids down south out in Utah. So I think it's going to be a little lopsided on the speed of that game. So I do think 44.5 is a very low point total. I know Florida obviously lost, quarterbacks, new starter. But I just don't see two teams being unranked in that type of matchup. Not going over 44 points. That's very low for college. So I like that. Colorado TCU is this weekend, though. Deion's, what's the word I'm looking for? His introduction to the world. of like real college football sports. Like Colorado is not. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be one of those destination spots for a very long time. I don't think, unless he were to stay for But Dion being there obviously brought a very good recruiting class on the transfers. You obviously have Travis Hunter playing both ways, which is kind of crazy in this day and age. And I'm really excited to see how his son looks at quarterback. Shador is obviously starting. People are saying he's supposed to be one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. So I really want to see how they look. And they're playing TCU, who is really, the last historic, I guess you could really say historically, is a pretty good college team. They put up points. They're another team that's, Big 12, Pac-12 type of style where they hang a lot of points and they give up a lot of points too. So 64 minus 110, I'm taking that over. And then Ohio State, Indiana is another one I'm taking over. That one's at 59.5, which I really like that because Ohio State hangs points on Indiana. Like, I feel like I've seen them put 70 points on them when I was a kid. It's usually a mauling, bro. They usually maul Indiana. I don't know what it is. Like, if they're just like all of our neighboring states are getting just destroyed, but they maul Indiana every time I watch it. So 59.5, I think that's almost modest. You get Virginia, Tennessee. Tennessee has another. That's a good program. They're ranked 12. I think that's a little low. They did lose a lot of people. They lost a few big people, I guess I'd say. But man, that quarterback got a cannon, and they saying he throw 80 yards, bro. I don't know who the hell y'all think y'all gonna play in college that can throw the ball 80 yards far, but that ball going deep, and I'm sure he got some fast receivers that's ready to go grab it. So 56.5 is the point total for that game. Pretty low. Like I said, I think Tennessee goes ahead and does it, exactly what USC did. And then obviously, you guys know I left the best for last. And I guess it kind of makes sense because it is the last game of the weekend. But my boys get LSU and Doak Campbell. They coming to Doak Campbell. We ain't in Death Valley. Or the Swamp. What is Death Valley. LSU's Death Valley. I'm thinking they were Clemson. Fuck them too. Excuse my language, y'all, but hey, my Knowles is at home, ranked number 8 against number 5 against LSU. Don't no LSU fans come to me and talk no crap. I ain't got too stressed out about Florida State lately anyway. But that's a good matchup, and it's going to be a statement for whoever wins that game for real. Everybody that I've talked to that's at least like really familiar or, loves college football, they expect both of these teams to have a chance, man, to run the table. They expect both of these teams to have a chance to college football playoff and to go in there undefeated or at least one loss. LSU plays in SEC, so you can lose one time and get in. But if Florida State wins this game, I'm going to keep it real with you. One, I'm going to be unbearable. I'm going to be unbearable. Like, I'm going to let y'all know right now, it's going to be crazy because I've waited a long time. This has been 10 years, really 9 years since we've been, at the top. And, man, we got a roster that could really compete this year. I'm excited to see what Travis does and, the statement he makes. And they're saying he's, Heisman. He could be a Heisman finalist if he plays the way they think he is. And, man, that's going to be – I need this win from them. If they don't, I'll just go ahead and, I'll wait. But a lot of people are expecting both these teams to be really good. I expect it to be a shootout. I know it is 2 heavyweights. LSU is usually a very good defensive team. Florida State, I guess you could say historically, some great defenses, but as of lately, not too many crazy except for 2013 and whatnot. But I think 56.5 points is kind of crazy for a matchup like this. 56.5 at minus 110 for this type of matchup. I think both teams definitely go over 28. I think both teams definitely go over 28, to be honest with you. That might be a little crazy for me to say now that I'm thinking about it, but Norvell, fast offense. He's one of those college coaches when Oregon was really good, and they're just like high tempo, all this and that. So his offense is already pretty fast. And then LSU, I know Brian Kelly, he's not going to be big on pace, but he will, keep FSU on their toes. So I think both of them go over 28 for sure. I'm excited though, or heartbroken. We'll see.
That sounds good, man. Sounds good. Excited to have football back. Excited for there to be stuff on your TV on a Saturday. That
Yeah, man.
Certainly once you wake up, we cash you in the morning on the
Hey,
SGC. So
week one.
week
Week
one
one. I woke
in the
up and was just like, I got football to watch. I got money in my account. I got more money in my account than I went to sleep with. It's a great day. You can't.
Yep.
It doesn't get no better, bro. And we got fantasy coming up. We already got a couple drafts done. Like you said in Frankenstein. One, I really like my roster. It's obviously vampire style. It ain't gonna matter, but I got a couple more redrafts and whatnot. You guys can definitely hit us up. Any help with that? We basically help guys like live they text us. We're literally replying right away. So, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Same.
Go Noles.
It's going to be good. And again,
go Noles. Go Noles. That's all I gotta say. Go Noles.
Yeah. Whatever that. Whatever you're chatting over there.
I know you better be.
What he's on.
I know you're praying. They don't win though, because you know how I'm about to be.
I mean, the problem is you're going to be one way or another. Either you're going to win and you're going to be unbearable, or they're going to lose and you're going to be unbearable. So
that's true.
I don't know which one of those I would rather. I'd rather you be a happy unbearable than a unhappy unbearable.
Yeah, for sure. So would all the Discord members.
Yeah, they would. You're right, because if you're the unhappy unbearable, then we don't get plays for 3 days.
Whoa! Don't lie to the people. Don't lie to the people now. I'm down and I'm betting money. Come on now. They gotta take me out, boss. They gotta take me out. Y'all know where to go. I'm playing with house money right now. Y'all know where to go.
At PW_house money, just in case you don't know where to go. At Iceman_1013, at PruBaby10. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is you do social media wise. Join the Discord, $10 a month. Like I said, keep your eyes peeled. Join next week if you don't want to join this weekend and you want to miss out on more winners. But join us next week for the free promo as football season starts. But again, shoot us any questions. Good luck with all your bets this weekend, regardless of what they are. And we will be back next Thursday playing with more house money.
Yes, sir.